Hey everyone, welcome to Judging for the Win. I'm Dave and this is my daily ruling. I kind of teased this question at the end of my video yesterday, so I definitely wanted to make sure that I talked about it today. Amy's graveyard contains a viral spawning, and that's the only card in any graveyard. Amy also controls an armored Scrapgorger. Is it possible for Amy to flashback the viral spawning using mana produced from the armored Scrapgorger? Okay, so I kind of talked about this yesterday, but let's first note that if the viral spawning is in the graveyard at the time when Amy activates the ability of the Scrapgorger, that's going to be some bad news. The reason is because once the Scrapgorger becomes tapped, its triggered ability is going to go on the stack, and you're going to be forced to exile something using that ability. If there is a legal thing that you can exile, you have to do it. I talked a lot about exactly why that is in my video yesterday, so you can check that out if you're curious about the details. Let's also notice that the viral spawning is a sorcery. So that means that once the Scrapgorger ability triggers, it's not going to be possible to play the viral spawning in response to it. However, there is a way for Amy to make this trick work the way that she's hoping that it will. In order to do that, Amy's going to need to take advantage of the structure of the process that she performs when she casts the spell. So, if you've been a fan of the channel for a while, you probably already know that that process involves a series of steps that Amy's going to be following in a specific order. So, the first step in that process would be to take the spell that you're casting from whatever zone that it's in and put it onto the stack. So that would mean that if Amy wanted to cast that viral spawning, that's what she would do. She would take it right out of her graveyard and put it onto the stack. Now, this process also includes a step where Amy can activate mana abilities that she can later use to help pay for those spells. And, very importantly, any triggered abilities that might happen during this process are not going to be put onto the stack until after all of the steps in the process have been completed. So that means that if Amy casts the spell this way, she can, during the process of casting the spell, say that she's going to activate the mana ability of this armored Scrapgorger, and that triggered ability that happens when the armored Scrapgorger becomes tapped is not going to go onto the stack until after the entire process of casting the viral spawning has been completed. Of course, that means that the viral spawning will not be in the graveyard at the time when Amy has to put that triggered ability onto the stack, and so the viral spawning will be able to be cast using mana from the armored Scrapgorger just like Amy is hoping. Amy wouldn't get an oil counter in this case, but that's a small price to pay because she still will get the creature token. But that's all I have for you today. How did you do? Join me again next time for another daily ruling, but until then, I hope you have a great day.